Okay, so I know a lot of you like the elotes at Knott's from the Boysenberry Festival, and they were supposed to come back this year, but they haven't. That's okay. I'm going to teach you how to do this at home. Now, I made some Boysenberry Mayo because at the parks they use, I think, regular mayo, and then they use the Boysenberry tortilla chips. Is that what it is? Do they also use Boysenberry Mayo? I don't know. I had it once.
The mayo and the chips.
Oh, okay. They use Boysenberry Mayo and the chips. We only have the mayo because, well, if you really wanted to, you could make your own Boysenberry tortilla chips, cut them up, fry them, and then crush them. That seemed like a lot of work to us, so we just got blue corn chips, and then we crushed them up. So, and then we have cotija cheese. You can also use probably feta. It's a little bit the same. Or whatever crumbly cheese you happen to have. Probably not blue cheese. Not any crumbly cheese. I lied. I'm a liar. Let me just mix this up real quick. Then you get your corn. You're just gonna put a whole bunch of mayo on. This is not the time to be concerned about your diet. Like, just a whole bunch of mayo. The amount of butter that you would put on, that's how much mayo you want. The funniest thing I ever read, you guys, I was on this lady's cooking blog, and this was back when the elotes were starting to be a thing with people who were not, like, people of color. The white people found it, is what I'm saying, and that's why we had it at the fairs and everything. Okay, I'm gonna put some cotija cheese on. You can put more cheese on if you want. I just am mildly lactose intolerant, but it's just a cheese. So, yeah. Then we're just gonna put a whole bunch of... It's just gonna get everywhere while you're doing this, guys. Oh, well, it would help if they didn't fall off as I was putting them on. You can crush them up to like a super fine powder, like you got a food processor and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That would probably be better. Or you could avoid all these problems and make esquites, which is the same thing as elotes, but in a cup. And I personally prefer it, because then I don't have to like hold it like this. It just makes everything messy when you have to hold it like this and you're like shoving your face up in it. I don't know. Oh, anyway, I was on this recipe blog. This was right after white people started being like, wow, you could put mayo on your corn. She had like 700 words justifying why you can put mayonnaise on corn. It was so funny. She was like so stressed out about putting mayonnaise on corn. And I was like, we've been doing it for years. It's fine. You can put as much mayonnaise on your corn as you want. So, yeah. Put some more of these on here where I'm gonna put my mouth. Yep. You still get that boysenberry flavor. You could also use, I think they did that at one point. They had, you mix the boysenberry with the butter and then you put that on corn. I believe they had that for a couple years. This was before the Boysenberry Festival. I think that's when we were calling it the Spring Fling. They had boysenberry buttered corn on the cob. Yeah, that's also good. If you're a person who doesn't like mayonnaise, you're wrong. But I respect your choices, so you can use butter too. It might be a little bit harder to stick the tortilla bits on. You might just have to, I would again suggest esquites, use canned corn, put your boysenberry mayonnaise in, put your tortilla chips in, put your cotija cheese in. It is so much neater. Yeah, and then mix it up. I'm being told you have to mix it up. You've seen me eat esquites before. We do, well, if you watched the Riverside County Fair videos, I had a problem with the esquite, or what do they call it? Corn in a cup. Juicy's corn in a cup. They gave me Flaming Hot Cheetos instead of Doritos. And I was not happy, so we had to go get more so I could review the thing I wanted to review. Anyway, yep, pretty much the same. I would again suggest if you have a food processor, kind of like super blitz up your chips so they stick a little better. And then the Cotija cheese, that's a personal preference thing. At the park, they tend to use quite a bit of it. I don't eat a lot of cheese. I think I've mentioned this before in videos. I try not to eat too much cheese. It just makes my stomach hurt later. So this amount of cheese won't do anything to me. It's just, if I eat a lot of cheese, then my stomach gets upset with me. So on a personal level, I prefer less cheese. I probably will end up putting more tortilla chips on as I'm eating though, and they fall off. But yeah, really, I think, well, this is a little bit sweet because when I was making this, by the way, this is any kind of mayonnaise you have, and then you mix about a spoonful or two of the boysenberry jam in. You can also do boysenberry syrup, but the boysenberry syrup makes it very thin. The boysenberry jam kind of like chunks it up, and then that's kind of better for this particular application because then it kind of melts into the corn, right? So, yeah. I mean, you can do either, but I'm just saying for this they keep falling off. I'm very sorry. But yeah, for this particular application, I would definitely suggest the jam. But I put a little bit too much, so it's real sweet. Had I like taste tested it a little bit beforehand, we wouldn't have this problem. But otherwise, it's very similar to the one that they have at the park. I actually kind of personally prefer this because the tortilla chips they have at the park taste funny. The boysenberry tortilla chips, they have a funny aftertaste, and I don't like it. But yeah, I'm gonna take another bite of this, and I will see you guys in the next one. It's all over my face, huh?